Hey YouTube, happy Friday! This week's vlog we're going to talk about kids. More importantly, the kids at the border. All that when we come right back. So last Friday's vlog was about gay pride, and I had to do that because Pride was that weekend. But the big news that was happening in the headlines that week was all about the children being separated from their parents who had illegally crossed the border. And just as much as most Americans, I was very invested in this and knew I wanted to do a video on it, but I had to get the gay pride video out first. So now that I know a lot of stuff has happened since last week when we were in the height of it and kids were actively being taken away from their parents, and as we know now, that allegedly has stopped, as far as we're aware of. We're not really sure. For those of that watching this outside of the country, everybody inside the country, you basically know as much as I know, although I argue there's some Trump supporters who know significantly less. But more on that in a second. So this was crazy for us to see, and you know, we had stories about this happening in the years prior and under the Obama administration, but differently. These kids that were separated were being separated because A, they had came here on their own, or they were caught coming with somebody who was smuggling them across the border, and they were being separated obviously from that person, but not under this new zero tolerance policy where no matter what, instantly, if you're 6 months old, we're taking you away from your mom. And that's obviously traumatizing. These kids are fleeing a country that's falling apart. They get into a country which I'm assuming on the way there, you know, their parents are telling them how great it is, then instantly you're met with, you don't know when you're gonna see your mom or dad again. Sorry about your luck, kid. And you know, what really struck me about this was that, one, we were doing it in the 21st century as America. It's supposed to be this beacon on the hill, and we're actively okay with it. And as a country, not necessarily as individual people and all of that, but as a country, it was able to become policy, and in the year 2018, that is. So what really got me was instantly, anytime we have something like this happen and it makes big headlines, you get on Facebook in America, and I'm sure this is like this in other countries. For people who watch this in other countries, comment below and tell us about it. Facebook blows up with so much fake news, so much. And I hate, you know, if you've seen previous videos, you know I hate being stereotypical, and I even was reluctant a while ago when I said Trump supporters as far as being not necessarily as knowledgeable on this. I hate saying that, I hate stereotyping, but time and time and time again, when you get on Facebook or other media platforms like that, not my beloved Instagram, I'm kidding, I'm sure it happens on there too, fake news gets spread. And what's so crazy is like the same person, or same people, I shouldn't even say person because it is people, it's not just one person, same people that will share something about we need God back in America, that's why we're having all of these shootings, will go turn around and share, yes, we should be separating kids from their parents. They broke the law. The parents broke the law. They knew what they were doing. They deserve to have their kids taken away. And you think, yeah, that definitely sounds like putting God back in the country. You're right. God means love. Okay, that's a lot of love. No, you hypocrite. That's totally different. I don't understand how you can go and you can post something where you're trying to say one thing and then you turn around and you completely negate what you posted and you're for something that doesn't seem to be with your previous belief. And no, in your head it makes sense, but then it goes a step further. And with this, and I get it, when it's coming from the top, from, you know, Trump saying one thing, and by the time it makes it down to you, what you're getting out of it, that's what your leader is saying. I gotta go with what my leader is saying. I mean, I don't fully get it, but for a Trump supporter, I guess I can, for lack of fully understanding, agree to disagree maybe, but I don't understand how these can live side by side with your beliefs, your morality. At what point does your morality come in and say, no, this isn't right, I must speak out, you know, this is too far? It doesn't seem like there is a too far. It seems like wherever he's wanting to go, you'll follow him. I will follow you, wherever, you know, that's exactly what's happening. And it's weird. It's like you watch these people who you've known, who you've grown up with, And it's like they're so brainwashed, so stuck in this bubble, they're refusing to step outside of it. And in a conversation definitely needs to be had. Yes, we have an issue. Yes, something has to be done. It gets spewed out by the president that Democrats are all for open borders. If you're against this, you want open borders, you don't want to obey the laws. No, that's not it at all. We need to have a conversation, yes, but is to not have a conversation, then take kids away from their parents and say that, oh no, it wasn't us, it was another administration. Oh no, it was us. I don't have the power to do anything. Oh no, I do have the power to do something. I'm gonna do something. Okay, I did something. Nothing's getting done. Okay, a few days later, something's getting done. Now we have thousands of children away from their parents. Zero tolerance policy, don't cross the border. Okay, what? Where it gets all lost through all of that muckiness, then on top of it, when we're talking about illegal immigration, it's so many layers. Okay, so these are people fleeing their country because of hardships going on, and they're trying to get asylum in the US. Okay, so that's one group. Okay, then we have people that are, maybe they're fleeing the law, maybe they are in their own country coming into America to get away. So yeah, we do maybe have some bad ones. Okay, but then we have kids that are trying to do the same thing, fleeing their country. Or we can't put everybody inside of one big thing. You're an illegal immigrant. That's it. That's like end of line. You're no longer a human being. You're an illegal immigrant. You are an other. No, this needs to be talked about individually. What's going on with each sex of people? They should not all be classified together. And it's not as easy as you crossed illegally. Okay, you're fleeing for your life. You get to a Mexican border town where you know that there is gangs. You have to get your kid inside the other side of the country. The line to get into the country is crazy long, and they're turning people back anyway. So you say, screw it. I'm gonna take fate into my own hands. I have to protect my kids. You get into the United States. You instantly turn yourself into Border Patrol to have your kid taken away from you. Yes, in that process, a misdemeanor did happen. And I know in some cases, it's saying that the parent crossed the border twice, so now it's no longer a misdemeanor, it's a much serious offense. Get all that. Yes, there's a conversation to be taken there. But when I started all this and I was just going down that rally with those Trump supporters that I'm taking issue with, that are posting something about God and turning around and this being okay, where have you lost your decency that this is still a human being? This is still a person. I understand the rhetoric is designed to make you see them as an other, an illegal alien. All these different things that we can do to make somebody feel like an other. They're different from you, and now you are more superior. Whatever it is, it's a person. It's a fellow parent. Where in your head? I know that we live such privileged lives in America. Yes, we have countries, cities and places that have poor drinking water and horrible situations in this country, but the most of us live very, very easy lives compared to this. And how are we to say, no, you're fleeing a country, oh, you should have came in legally, sorry, let me take your kid away. What? The future is very unclear. With the age of climate change, we don't know what's going to happen to all parts of this country. There may be some of us that have to leave this country and go to another country. And the world is watching. The world sees what America is doing right now. And the time that we need to migrate, or the time that our offspring need to migrate, the future generations of America, who's going to be there with open arms because of the way that we were now? Do unto others as you want done unto you, the golden rule. As Americans, I think we really need to sit down and think about that. Is this really what we want done to us? There needs to be a conversation. We need to fix this problem, and the problem has to get fixed in the countries that people are fleeing from. If that's America's job, what job that is, that's the conversation to be had. It's not me to tell it or me to come up with all of this stuff. But to turn our backs on people, or to talk down on people, or to come from a place of privilege as if we're somehow so much better than these people, it's too far. We've crossed the line and we've lost our morality as a people, and we have to find that back. I don't know what has caused this, where this selfishness in America has come. I mean, it's America. It's always kind of been there. Obviously, it's built into our history, but it does seem like we had turned a corner. We see this huge front we're making on gay rights, and it seems like people are evolving more and opening up their hearts and minds more. But then we have something like this happen, or we have a big shooting happen, and you see people's colors. They get onto a Facebook platform and just start letting their true feelings out. And a lot of times these feelings don't seem to be very educated. They didn't seem to really research what they are so upset about or what they're thinking about. They're just lumping a large group of people, whether it be Muslims or Hispanic people, I mean, really anybody that's not the same color as white, into a group. And there's another conversation to be had there, that a lot of white Americans are very scared of the Anglo-Saxon ways being taken over, and that no longer being part of Americans' culture. And to that I say it's too late. It's already happened in so much of our culture. Maybe not necessarily in Congress or in the Senate and the House, but for the rest of America, other cultures have definitely influenced it, and the Anglo-Saxon way is definitely melted in there somewhere. I end this, I always say that in New York, every color of the rainbow is here. Everybody's creed, and we get along so amazingly. It literally is the epitome of what America is, that melting pot, that beacon on a hill, where somehow everybody with all these different beliefs, cultures, whatever, they make it work. They get along, and they get the job done and live peacefully, side by side. As I always say, in a city like New York with almost 8 million people, yes, bad things are gonna happen. It's just a number game. But given that many people, how few bad things happen is amazing. And it's just proof that that can be done everywhere. We can do that. We can live side by side. But we have to talk. We cannot come into a conversation with false facts and preconceived ideas and not be open to have a discussion with people. And until we do that, we're just gonna keep finding ourselves in these crazy situations, not fixing anything. Like, don't like, comment, don't comment, you do you, I'll do me, and I'll see you next Friday.